Welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio from Stewards Planning Group. Stewards Planning Group is a company that specializes in helping you build purposeful retirement plans, custom plans that not only help clients steward their treasure, but also their time and talent as well. They believe if you're taken care of financially, you can go even further to make the family, community, and kingdom impact you truly desire to make, which is the ultimate purpose of wealth. If you'd like to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting with one of their financial advisors, please give them a call at 222-4236. You can request a meeting at stewardsplanning.com, or you can simply stop by their office on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. I'm your host, Ben Taatjes of Stewards Planning Group, and once again joined in the studio with one of our advisors. Claire Molden is here again this week.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. You know, this is Thanksgiving week, and we've got lots to be thankful for. I often think, many times if I just focus on what I do have and what's going well, things go so much better. So having that heart of gratitude is important. What are you thankful for?
Oh, I'm absolutely thankful for my family, that we get to live where we live, that I work where I work. I mean, there's a lot to be thankful for this year. I'm also thankful that I get to get together this week with my family and celebrate Thanksgiving. Probably one of my favorite holidays, because you just get to gather around a table and you get to eat good food. So that brings me to my question for you, Ben. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
It's something that I don't eat any other time of the year, and that is stuffing. I really like turkey and stuffing with a little gravy on top. So
sounds great.
It's something I never eat. I'm actually become kind of a low carb person, and all of a sudden this is the time of year I'm into it, man. I can't wait to get into the stuffing.
I also love stuffing, but that pumpkin pie, like, you can't beat it. There's no other time of year that you're eating it. So I'm all in on the pumpkin pie.
Love it. Well, lots to be thankful for. And we're going to continue this show kind of talking through, a way that we show our gratitude. Certainly, one of the ways we do that is through our giving, financially. And, we always love it when clients and when we see people volunteering, and they're using their time and they're using their talents to volunteer, but also their treasure. And, our show is a show about life and money. And when we look at giving and charitable giving, it's so important that, yes, we do it for the right reasons, because we want to be part of an organization. We want to see organizations around us do well and make a difference, right, in the world. But I also believe that it's important we do it in a tax-efficient way. If you can be a better steward of your resources by making the most out of your gifts and donating things properly, whether that be donating appreciated stock, which we do a lot of, doing qualified charitable distributions from your IRA, which we do a lot of, and we talked about last week, we're going to talk about today, and that is changes that are coming for people that itemize their deductions. So Claire joins me on the show again. Highlight for our listeners a few of the significant changes. Last week we talked about some key things for people who are non-itemizers, right? This week we're going to talk about some key changes that the One Big Beautiful Bill Act does for those that itemize.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is all going to take effect in 2026. So it's going to impose a new floor on the deduction for charitable contributions. So anything below 0.5% of the AGI is not going to be deductible. So it's kind of confusing. So for example, let's say a taxpayer with $200,000 of AGI decides to donate $10,000 to charity. So that first 1,000 of the charitable giving is not deductible because it's subject to that 0.5%. But anything above that, in this case, 9,000, would be deductible. So you kind of have to wrap your head around that equation. It's not quite as straightforward as it always has been. So, like I said, that starts starting in 2026.
Yeah, that's right, Claire. And there's also a pretty significant change for some of our highest income earners. This rule taking effect in 2026 will actually limit the value of itemized deductions to 35 cents on the dollar rather than the 37 cents that's normal for those at the top tax bracket. So that's a pretty significant change. It's making 2% of those deductions, unusable. So that could create some planning coming up before the end of this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if people know that these changes are coming, it might make sense to talk with your tax professional, talk with your advisor, because there might be some opportunity now in 2025 to front load some of that giving and take advantage of the rules that we've got today versus what's coming down the path in 2026.
Yeah, perfect. I think that's something that our advisors do a very good job of, Claire. It's understanding, building a deep relationship, understanding what's most important to the client. And then once we know that and we know where their heart's at and how much they want to be giving, let us tailor that. Let us figure out a strategy over time that allows them to make the most efficient charitable giving plan. Part of that for a lot of our clients we talked about last week with QCDs. I mean, I've got a client just this morning. I had a client that was talking through a younger individual, and they were putting everything into Roth IRA and their 401k, and everything was going to be the tax-free. And I love Roths, and I love that planning, but I also know that this person is very charitable, and they should be utilizing some traditional deductible type IRAs where they can deduct the money that goes into the IRA. Even though they're young, they can be looking forward to someday potentially using that as almost like we talked about last week, their charitable trust coming out of their IRA where they're making significant donations out of that IRA in the form of QCD. Anything else, Claire, you want to leave people with today as far as kind of wrapping up this year, things they should be doing?
Yeah, we're coming into the month of December, and that's probably one of the busiest months for our office. People are looking back at the year, making some decisions before the end of the year. And there's still time to get in and meet with us to kind of talk through some of these strategies. So just give our office a call.
Yeah, we'd love to talk to you, walk through some of your goals and some of, what we call a steward's plan. And really that involves us helping you, organize what you have, right? Figure out a complete organized picture of all of what you're stewarding, then figuring how much of that income you need now and in the future to live on. So it's building an income plan. And then really what we've been talking about the last few weeks is what do you do with what's left over and when? Sometimes it's giving to kids. Many times it's giving to charities that are important to us. And that's what stewardship's all about, is being organized, allocating it properly, and then making decisions on who will steward it when you're gone. So until next week, from all of us at Stewards Planning Group, steward well.
Do you need help stewarding your time, your talent, or your treasure? If so, Stewards Planning Group can help. Now is the time to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting. You can do this one of three ways. Number one, give them a call right now at 222-4236. You can request a meeting online at stewardsplanning.com, or you can just stop by their office located on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. We'll see you next time.
Securities offered through Cetera Wealth Services, LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cetera Investment Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity.